I love stumbling across these little gaming mysteries where everyone's like, it exists. It obviously exists, but we don't know why. I think my favorite example of something like this was, if anyone knows Frank Cifaldi, gaming historian, he runs the Video Game History Foundation. He's a developer at Digital Eclipse formerly, but he does a lot of work with this stuff, and he became obsessed with just your plug and play, like edutainment games and cheap little plug and play games. It would be, you would get just like a standalone Pac-Man that you plug into a TV and have a couple controllers on it. But people started making original games for these things. He found out that if you dig into them and you actually break them apart, they are just an NES. It is NES hardware that is inside those little TV plug and plays, and people have made games and they're on ROMs. And so Frank Cifaldi has made a habit of trying to track these down and rip the ROMs from these plug and play machines, because it's a whole era of NES development that people didn't know existed. And this is kind of gonna be the same thing for a lot of the modern mobile development, I think, where it's like you're gonna get people now putting together these bespoke machines because they're something that people, it's a fun, it's like you get this for your cousin as a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, and they play some games and then they throw it in the closet for 5 years. But you gotta make those games. And so it's this whole ecosystem that is being built up, and we really don't know about it, especially as Western gamers. We really don't know about it. We have a very small bubble, and if you don't intentionally break into it, you don't know that it exists. And so here we have two fighting games that are phantom games, and they only exist in this laptop arcade. That arcade stick, look man, this thing is going to be the mushiest, most horrible experience to play on in my life. This is like the strangest nub of a Korean joystick. And then horrible looking buttons. Those things are going to get stuck. I'm going to push that X button once and I will never be able to get it up again. Horrible stick, horrible buttons, sketchy controls. I'm listening. Yeah, I think Tiger might have made better oh, hang on a second. All right, we got my pride and my joy. We have the Tiger Electronics Street Fighter game. Boom. This might be the next Niche Fighter Monday, folks. Are we playing Street Fighter 2 on a handheld Tiger Electronics? Oh, it's beautiful. You only have the Thailand stage, unfortunately. That's just the built-in background. Damn it, Kiro! I gotta watch my phrasing more on this stream with you folks around. Yo, all the Tiger games. Really, all the Tiger games are available on MAME? That's beautiful. I had, and I'm so sad that I lost this in one of the moves that I did when I found out, oh man, I had the giant. It was the super tall, kind of looked like a Star Trek comm badge, right? It had this like little indentation at the bottom with these little like hooks to hold on to, but it was a really, really tall Tiger Electronics, and it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was that TMNT green all over it. I played that thing into the ground when I was growing up. Oh, I miss those things. Like, once again, like I was talking about, like different eras of electronics that like you don't see, right? Like there's this whole plug and play era that it's legitimate NES games and no one knows about them. We get these weird bar top things. Man, those Tiger Electronics, and not even only Tiger, there were so many companies making those things and making some very, very cheap plastic products to fill up your closet. Isn't it worth looking into? Like, what was there? Why did it exist? What were these people doing? Who did they get to make them? Oh, there is a documentary's worth of stuff in that. If you wear all the Tiger watches up your arm, you look pretty badass. Yeah, I also think it'll somehow poison you. There's got to be lead. It's got to be giving off radiation.